Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video we'll look into a program which is capable of predicting the stock market price. Okay, so let's first run this program so that we can see the results. Then we'll talk about these codes and we'll understand the whole thing in details. Okay, so let's run it. So as you can see, it is saying that please wait, the model is getting ready. So what this model is doing, it is just collecting the data in real time from the stock market, and we are using Yahoo Finance. So overall it will collect 25 entries, and we'll talk about it when you'll see the code. You'll get to know why 25 entries it is collecting. Okay, and we are getting the data from this Yahoo Finance. So I'm basically trying to get the data for this particular stock, that is Wipro Limited, and you can use any stock, you can use the same algorithm for any stock. Okay, so you can see now model is updated and it is now predicting. So here the values that you can see in blue color, these are the values that have been predicted by the program. Okay, so there are 3 values in series, and the prediction, so these are the values that are actually present in the data, and by looking at the values that are behind the particular predicted value, the program is able to predict the next value. Okay, so in this way it is trying to generate a series of 3 prices. So basically the program is saying that the next value will be this price, and after this price, in next second the value will be this one, and in the next second the value will be this one, and these are the actual values corresponding to this particular instance of time. Okay, so in the next first second the predictive value is this and the actual value is this, and these are the trends that our program is predicting. So our program is saying that it will increase, and actually it decreased. So basically what is happening here, every time we are getting 25 new entries, the model is updating itself. So whatever the model that we are saving after training, it is getting updated every time we get 5 new records, and we'll talk about the records. So basically what happens, that the more you will run this program, the more it will become accurate. Okay, it will become accurate in predicting the next stock market price. Okay, I'm saying that it is predicting for the next first second, the price for next first second. So you can change it, and for this you need to just change the value here. So in place of 1 here, if you'll let's suppose if I'll give 3600, then it will predict for next hour. Okay, so this value 1 is in second. Okay, so this is basically the overall introduction, I should say. So I'll be just running this program, and I'll come back to the source code so that I can explain you in a better way. Let me undock this window. Okay, so okay, so it will be better, I think. And let me hide this. Let me just increase it. It's better looking. Okay, so here in the source code you see that these are the header files, or the libraries that we are importing. I'm saying header files. Basically it's like I used to code in C++, that is why somehow it is still where is the output? Let me see. This is here, and let me pin. Okay, so these are the imports, these are the libraries that we are importing. Okay, and okay, these are the libraries that I'm importing. And after importing these libraries, so you need to install this package also, pandas data reader. You need to install this sklearn library, and you need to install joblib. Okay, and pandas, if you don't have pandas, then you will have to install pandas also, or else you'll get some error. This is the class that I have created, bcolor, and it is nothing but it is storing the ASCII values of different colors. As you can see in the output, we have used different colors. So to get these colors, we are using those the ASCII code for these particular colors, and we are giving the name for these particular colors. Okay, so that later it will be easy for us to use. Okay, we won't be able to remember all these codes, okay, when we'll write the printout statement. This function here, get price, will give the price after the delay of this sleep time. Okay, so sleep time, this is the parameter here, and it takes the values that correspond to the number of seconds that this function will sleep. Okay, so what will happen when we'll run this program? It will look for the label. Label is basically the same stock market code, as here we have seen this Wipro NS. And if you want to use another code also, let's suppose that I'm going to use for Nasdaq Composite, then I'll be using this code. Okay, so you need to use that code here in place of label, and you provide some sleep time. So if you want to predict for like next first second and the second second and the third second, okay, then you need to provide 1 here. If you want to predict for, let's suppose, for next 30 second, okay, let's suppose that I want to predict for next 30 second and next 60 second and next 90 seconds. Okay, so right now I'm having 3 values in my prediction. Okay, this is the first entry, first prediction. So here the sleep time is 1, so it will be predicted for next first second, then next second, okay, the next third seconds. Okay, and this similarly, if you'll place here 60, then it will be for next first minute, then next second minute, next third minute. Okay, so 3 predictions will be happening. I hope that you are getting it. It's really difficult for me to explain it in a better way. So you just try to see. If you have any confusion, let me know in the comments. I'll try to make it more clear. Okay, so when we'll run this particular function, what it will do, it will sleep for the number of seconds that you have passed here, and then what will happen, it will get the latest price of the particular stock. So we have provided the label for the stock, and it will search for that label in the Yahoo Finance, and it will get the latest price of that stock. So here quote will be a data frame, okay, that will be given as output from this get quote function underscore get quote underscore Yahoo function of this web class of this data package of pandas data reader package. Okay, so this we are using this datetime.now function to get the current time, but we are not using this. I just gave this function so that during testing we can see what is the at what time we are basically accessing the stock price. Okay, then there comes the train function, and this function will train the model using the data that will provide in the form of data frame. Okay, so input will be a data frame, and will give the data frame, and this train function will basically use that linear regression model from the sklearn library, and it will train it, then it will save the model in the hard disk, so that later we can just load that model and we can use that model for prediction. Okay, so it's nothing, it's just a simple thing. We are just taking out the features. So what is happening, we are passing the data frame, and we are taking the last column of that data frame as label, and the rest of the columns as attributes. Okay, and then we are training this model. Okay, so it is clear. I guess till this point it is clear. If you have any doubt, just comment. Okay, here are the important variables that you need to understand. This number of features will indicate how many columns the data frame will have. Okay, so right now we are having only 5 columns in our data frame, and out of those 5 columns, 4 will act as features and 5th one will act as label. Okay, so we'll make a data frame by taking data from the stock market, from the Yahoo Finance. Okay, from this Yahoo Finance, and we'll try to make a data frame in real time. We are making here a data frame in real time, and we are passing that data frame to our train function, and we are basically generating a model. Okay, it will be clear. Let me move ahead. Okay, so number of features are clear. Then training record criteria. So this decides how frequently our model will be retrained. Okay, so suppose I have given 5 here. So what will happen, every time 5 new records will get entered in our data frame, the train function will be called, and the model will be retrained and regenerated, and all this thing will happen in a separate thread. Okay, so it will run in the back in parallel form. Okay, once the training will be completed, the model will replace the previous model. Okay, now number of predictions. So as I told you that these blue entries here are the predictions. Okay, so here we have said that I want three predictions in the series. Okay, so this prediction is for second number 1, this is for second number 2, and this is for second number 3. Okay, so we are predicting for 3 seconds. Okay, for the next 3 seconds, what will be the price of the given stock in the next 3 seconds. We are predicting this is representing the first second, this is representing the second second, and this is the third second. Okay, and as I told you, if you want to increase that interval, then you will have to increase this one here. If suppose I want to take the output for the first minute, second minute, and third minute, next first minute, second minute, and third minute, then I will be putting here 60 seconds. Okay, now here we are creating an empty data frame with the name data. Okay, and it is having number of features. So 5, here we are having 5 columns in our data frame. As I told you that we'll be creating a data frame, and we'll be giving the records of those of that data frame from the entries that we are getting from this Yahoo Finance website. Okay, next what we are doing, we are creating an empty list, then we are using an infinite loop. Here we are again creating an empty list, so this will be used for the prediction, and this feature list will be used to fill the data frame with the records. Okay, so now it will store the features for a single record for data frame. Okay, now here we are taking number of features are 5, so we are taking the 5 entries from Yahoo Finance by using our get price function. So get price function is defined here, right, and the 0th value will give the price. Okay, that is why we are taking the 0th value here. Okay, now we are appending this list here, okay, with the price, and at the same time we are appending the predict input also. Okay, now what we are doing, now look at this try. This will throw exception in 2 cases. One, when the model is not there in the hard disk, when the model is not saved. Okay, and the second, when the model prediction is not working. Okay, so in 2 cases the exception will be thrown, and every time the exception will be thrown, it will say that please wait while the model is getting ready. Okay, as we have seen when when I run this program, it was saying that please wait while the model is getting ready, because at that time the model was not present in the hard disk. It was not trained and it was not saved. Okay, next, this first predict. Okay, so it's just a flag which basically tells us whether the prediction is happening for the first time or not. So every time the prediction will happen, we will get 3 values. Okay, like we have here this one, and this one. Okay, because we have number of prediction equals to 3 here. Okay, so it will check for the first one. It will check whether we are predicting for the first value for this one. Okay, so you'll get to know about it more. So after that, what we are doing, we are trying to load the model. Look, if the model is not present in the hard disk, it will throw the exception and it will go back here. Okay, here. And if the model is present, it will get loaded. Then what will happen? We will just use that we'll use this list here, that is getting all the entries, that is basically getting the price, and we'll copy that list to input list. Okay, then we'll take the last three entries of the input list to show these records here. Okay, so last 3 entries we are taking and we are showing those last 3 entries here. So these are the last 3 entries. So this print statement is reflected here, you can see. Okay, this is that statement that is working. Okay, after that, then we'll take the latest price. We'll go to our function, and this function will contact the Yahoo Finance and it will get the latest price for the particular stock. Okay, that is why the sleep time is equals to 0, because we want it right now. We don't want our program to wait. Okay, we want to get the latest time. Then from this moment we are going to start our predictions. So number of predictions are 3 as we have set here. So number of predictions are 3. Then 3 predictions will happen. First, it is predicting. So model is predicting by using the input data as n-1 as last entries of the input list. Okay, so number of features are 5 here. Okay, and we said that in the data set, in the data frame, we'll be using last column as the label and rest of the columns as the features. So four columns will be features and 5th one will be label. So what we are doing here, we are taking last 4 entries from our input list and we are using those entries as features, and we are using the model that we saved and then we loaded that model here. Okay, we are using that model to predict for the next value. Okay, so price will have one single entry. It will be a list having one single entry. That will be the price that is predicted for the first second, that is this one. Okay, so now what will happen, we'll print this. So it is printed here. Okay, it is printed here. Now we'll check whether it is the first prediction or not, because it is the first prediction as we have set here. First predict is equals to true. What will happen, it will put all these details, all these things, all these print statement that are basically corresponding to till this line here, till this arrow here. Okay, so all this graphic representation, the colorful text that you are seeing is because of this part. Okay, and it is happening for only first predict. Rest of the predictions are printed same. Okay, there is no colorful details. Okay, so let's see what these colorful details are. Okay, now, so if it is the first predict, okay, then we'll see when the prediction tells about the increase in the price. When the prediction is saying that there will be increase in the price, then what will happen, we will draw an increase arrow, this green one. Okay, and then we'll calculate the percentage of increase that is this one, 0.0001%. okay, and we'll print it. After that we'll print the actual price. Okay, after that we'll print the actual price. Okay, that is actual price is stored in this price variable, and this is here. Okay, and similarly when the price when the prediction is says that there will be no change, then in case of no change the print will be different. There will be some dot arrow, dot symbol here also, here in this place. Okay, and when the prediction will tell us about decrease in the price, then there will be downward arrow, and accordingly the percentage, how much decrease in percentage has happened, will be printed here. Then we'll be printing the actual one, that is this actual one. Okay, and this statement basically talks about the reality. So what is actually happening? So these arrows, you can see these arrows are printed here. So they basically tell us about what is the actual nature that is present in the trade. Okay, so if the actual price that is given, actual latest price is more than the last actual entry that we received, okay, then it will say that the price has increased, and likewise. Okay, so I hope it is not very difficult. Then we'll just say that first predict is false, because the first predict has already happened. Okay, then what we are doing, we are using whatever we have predicted. We are using this whatever we have predicted. Okay, whatever we have predicted, say this one, okay, as the last entry of our input list. Then we will again use the same predicted value along with the others to predict the next value. So we'll use this predicted value to predict this one. Then we'll use this and this predicted values to predict this one. Okay, so it's like on the first iteration we are having some prediction, and we are using that prediction on the second iteration to get the next prediction, and likewise. So we are making 3 predictions here, although you can increase the number of predictions. Okay, next what we are doing here, you can see, so the exception is again working. Okay, so we have talked about the exception, when this statement will come. Now next what we are doing, remember the feature vector, remember the feature list here. So we were getting the prices. Okay, so what will be the size of this feature? It will nothing but the size will be the number of features. So here number of features are 5, so it will, this feature list will store 5 entries. Okay, 5 entries of prices, and those 5 entries will be stored in the last column. Okay, after the last record, these 5 entries, this list containing 5 entries will get stored. Okay, you can see it if you'll uncomment this print data here. You'll be able to see the whole data frame that is getting generated, that is generating live. You'll be able to see it. Okay, next, if the number of records that are present in the data frame are multiple of the training record criteria. What was our training record criteria? It was 5. So if the number of records present in this data frame is 5, the training will happen. If the number of records are equals to 10, then again the training will happen. If the number of records are equal to 15, then again the training will happen. That is why the model is retraining itself again and again, and it is getting more accurate with time. Okay, so I know that it's not very accurate for now, but because as I told you also, here it is written also, if you want to increase the accuracy, you will have to increase the number of features also. Okay, so number of features, if you'll increase the number of features, what will happen? The number of attributes in the data frame will increase, so it will be able to make a more complex model. Okay, more complex regression model to predict the stock market price. But the drawback is that it will take more time. Okay, so right now what it is needing. It is needing 25 entries. If I'll put here 10, it will be requiring 50 entries. Okay, so we'll have to wait for 50 seconds, because at every second we are getting the value. Okay, because we have placed sleep time is equals to 1 second. Okay, now after the training criteria is fulfilled, what will happen? We will call the thread method of the threading class, and we'll create a separate thread with the function train and the argument as data. Okay, so we'll pass the data frame in the train function, and we'll run that function, and it will start, it will run, and will update the model. Okay, accordingly this function will run, and we have talked about this function earlier also, so it will run. So this was it. This was the complete video and description about the whole program. I hope that you liked it, guys. Till now I have seen my stats on YouTube. People are watching, but they are not subscribing. It's been 2 or 3 years. I have not crossed the 1K subscriber. Okay, so I want to cross that 1000 subscriber at least. There are, I think, near about 700 subscribers till this point. I want to reach 1000 subscriber as soon as possible. So please help me, guys, and if you are watching it, please make sure that you are subscribing to my channel, and in future I'll be making some more interesting videos. Okay, so thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.